All right. So basically, I just got a note that said y'all couldn't hear anything I said. Welcome to Aboriginal Global Media. I am your host, Dr. Ali, and the ghetto scholar is about to go in again. I was making some announcements and making some statements about what's going on, and I will repeat all of those things just so y'all know the information that we are discussing. So here you see I'm showing the flyer, but the updates are that we have some new things coming up in the city. We are going to be doing monthly free diagnostics here in Atlanta. And I'm going to pay the doctors every month to come out and give the community free scans. All right. That's going to start next month. And these free scans are to get you to understand that we have an ability to give you a second, third opinion, as opposed to your allopathic doctors. And we also focus on personalized health remedies. All right. So our diagnostics will cover basically bioscans, DNA methylation tests, and a system we developed where we only need your birthday. And so those are the three ways that we'll be gathering data. And then we need personalized health remedies. The days of going over to CVS to get pharmaceutical grade medicine or any other fancy stuff they're trying to tell you are over. Medicine is personalized now. I'll give you an example. If you've ever heard of CRISPR-Cas9, all right, or Cas13 or any of the other Cas, these are systems where, let's say, if a person has sickle cell, that is what you call a frame shift mutation. That frame shift mutation is both vertical gene transfer and horizontal gene transfer. Vertical gene transfer you get from your parents. You get your microbiomes, your genes, the epigenetics, etc., from your parents. Horizontal gene transfer you can get from pathogens. All right, they can invade and cause genes to change. All right, and so CRISPR-Cas9, all these things are using assessments of the genome to solve the problem. Medicine in the future will be personalized. The only problem that we have with that is we're indigenous. So when you see that kinky hair, that 4C hair that's on top of my head, and this brown skin and other factors, we need to understand that that's there as a physical testimony that something is different than my body than, say, an Asian or a European. And since that is the case, you do need a second and third assessment because the assessments that you're getting for your body are not accurate. The remedy that's given for a woman with anemia varies based on biodiversity because we're different. And so what we're saying is we're doing personalized health remedies, personalized health diagnostics for our people, and every month you can come and get them. All right. And we're going to give you remedies that will work if you have the discipline to use them. We also are going to be doing free public health classes. We're also doing an organic food drive to deliver food to the people once a month here in Atlanta. So stay tuned to those things. You'll see them on all of the social media. And you'll be able to participate in some way, donate food, do all of that. Because we really want to help our community heal. And how we help our community heal is through institutions, and Aboriginal Medical Association is working so that we can do that in a fashion that will expedite healing and expedite the fact that we have processes that are specifically designed for our people. So look for that. We're going to start that activity soon. If you want a free bioscan, again, I'm going to be paying our Indigenous doctors to do those. Now, what won't be free are the things that you might need after the assessment, which are supplementation, recommendations for exercise science, recommendations for the sisters to do periodic clustering, or whatever it is that we are coming up with as a remedy for the problems that you're doing. You're going to have to tap into the places where those resources are. All right. And so, for instance, if I'm going to pass you over to some sisters, I could pass you over to the tribal birth workers, the Eshell Tribal Birth Ministry, other ministries that the sisters have, so that the women can get help from women who are trained, educated, and some of them just divinely gifted in their areas of work so that they can help the women solve their problems with fibroids and other things, because you're not being taught why you have fibroids in an accurate way. You believe that you are, but you don't know. And so since 1 in 3 women are going to get fibroids, that's 33% of the women, every third woman that you see has fibroids. And they don't know why. And so we need to educate them on these personalized health remedies, get these diagnostics done, and help our people heal. And we're going to be doing that. We also have our fall legislative period that's coming up this October. And what that period is that the chief executive, the judicial branch, and the legislative branch of the tribe gets together to pass laws on the benefit of the people. We get voted on, they get voted on, and they get passed. You can look at and review all of our laws at ARNA.njs.org. That's ARNA.njs.org. And we have referendums for nationals. Nationals in the tribe can suggest the passing of a law that they think is good for the people. However, they have to be studious enough to make sure that they are not being redundant and or repeating things. So go to ARNA.njs.org to study the statutes that have already been passed by the houses so that you won't be repetitive. And there's also a chief executive review to test for constitutionality. As we stated earlier, let's use an example. ARNA is a tribal government that is lawfully heterosexual, meaning we have no LGBTQ activity going on in our tribe. Now in the IPA, if you're LGBTQ, you can join the IPA, but you can't join ARNA. And those are two different things. We are upholding our cultural, historical integrity. And so with that, if you try to get a law passed by referendum for something for LGBTQ and ARNA, of course, that's going to get shot down. All right. So we do a constitutional review on referendums just to make sure they're in accord with the Constitution and they're lawful. So nationals have the power to pass laws inside of our governmental structure. And we facilitated a process for that. You can go to our ARNA groups on the various social media. You'll see the links for that for you to do those things. We also have the Ramadan ball that comes up during the winter solstice period. Every year we do that, and we will be doing that once again this year, having an awesome time with participating in that. And once again, hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. I had a channel with 70,000 subscribers. All right. And on the YouTube channel, I have documentaries. You need to go study those documentaries. But I took 2 of the documentaries off. I took them off because that was one of the reasons my old YouTube page got shut down. And you can go to Patreon/Dr. Ali if you want to review those. All of our documentaries are on Patreon. All of our rare material that we don't put on social media because of possible censorship, even though it's, the censorship has really slowed down since Trump has gotten back into office. That's great. But we have the rare things, and we have multiple people who have Patreons that I will be suggesting that you participate in. Eshell Tribal Birth Ministry just, set up their Patreon. There's a few other nationals that have Patreons. If y'all on here, shout me out in the comments, and I'll make sure that your Patreon gets shouted out, because these are methods to deliver vital information. And what our people need to know is this: the things that we're doing in ARNA, they, in a service-oriented aspect, we cater to our demographic, but that's not the only demographic that we cater to. So if you come to a free health class and you see Asians and white people in there in Atlanta, don't get upset and say Ali is promoting integration. No, Ali is not. Ali is delivering a service for himself, or a service in unison with other ARNA nationals. And just because they can get the benefit of the service or the business registration or whatever, they can't join ARNA. But why would you be mad? Because you're a Black American, you haven't joined ARNA, and you're complaining about the white people that you see around us, or the Asians that you see around us, or the Latino people that you see, or whoever that you see around us. Why are you upset about that? We've been around for years. And so our programs are about to explode. So if you haven't participated, you can still participate. But I know I'm going to get hate anyway, but that's my caveat. When you see us around other people doing business, keep it light, because we will sue you for defamation if you go too far. And we know that, that can get ugly, and we don't want to do ugly things. We want to keep it light. So tonight we're here to talk about the indigenous health paradigm, diagnostics, personalized nutrition, DNA tests, and the 5 laws of health. And the Ghetto Scholar is about to help you with that. So let's get to business. How's everybody doing in the chat? I hope everybody is doing well. We are about to really, really get it in. Let me slide myself over so I can get my mic ready. Y'all see what's going on. It's hot in here. My mic. I got to put the headphones on for this one, y'all. Okay. Give yourselves a round of applause, because I was talking on this and I didn't even know I couldn't hear until somebody told me. So give yourself a round of applause. All right, once again, hit that like button, share this, subscribe to the channel, because we will be back on a weekly basis now. And we want to make sure that everybody is tuning in now, because the information will change slightly. All right. And change slightly just in the sense of releasing more information that we need to release. So what is the indigenous health paradigm? The indigenous health paradigm takes the best of our information in the past, the most vital and useful information, biodiversity information for our people today, and all of the things that we have come up and developed in ARNA in order to help our people heal. Now, in order to help our people heal and humans on the earth to heal, they need to learn science a little bit different. And if they learn science a little bit different, it's going to help them move forward. So I'm releasing some new literature, all right? And I'm going to talk about just a few of them. I'm going to show some of them just to share with you. Y'all know we have detox programs for heavy metals, right? Y'all know that. But let me share something with you about heavy metals so you can really understand. Now, we know that the body needs minerals, right? Iron, zinc, selenium, phosphorus, potassium, sodium, trace minerals, bulk minerals, calcium, etc. But how many teachers online, anywhere, are telling you why you need minerals and how the body uses them? Put a 1 in the chat if you know why you need minerals and exactly what they do in the body. Throw 1 in the chat. I don't care if you're on Instagram. I don't care where you are, right? Throw 1 in the chat. How my IG family doing? Anybody throw 1 in the chat? We are live now. If you're on Instagram, you should be able to see everything that I'm showing, but I am also streaming from YouTube and we're streaming from Facebook. Throw 1 in the chat if you know why we use minerals. All right, that's great. So why we use minerals is because the body has these things called ion channels. And if you don't know what an ion channel is, it's one of the 4 types of cell receptors. And for the sake of this conversation, I am not going to play any guessing games with you. I'm going to show you everything that I'm talking about. And then by showing you everything that I'm talking about, you won't accuse me of anything but reporting the absolute truth. So let's do that. Let's show you what ion channels are in the body. Because this is the indigenous health paradigm that we want you to learn. And the reason why we want you to learn it is you're not learning this. You're not learning these types of things. All right. So you did see these different types of receptors on your cell. They're on all of your cells. So here's an ion channel, sometimes called ligand gated ion channel. So something like sodium and potassium are minerals used. All right. They change the charge of the cell. Your cell membrane is made of proteins and fats. I'm going to say that again. Your cell membrane is made of proteins and fats. So what happens when you go on a raw vegan diet and your protein ratio and your fat ratio go down? I'm going to tell you. And it's related to heavy metals. It's related to cell membranes. It's related to fats, aka lipids. It's related to protein. Every cell membrane is made of fats and proteins. Everyone. And this ion channel that I'm showing right here, right? These channels are the channels that deal with the minerals. For instance, in your brain, you have lots of calcium ion channels. On the muscle cells, you have lots of calcium ion channels. And you need to know why the body prefers to use calcium with muscles versus other types. And not to say that muscle cells don't have other receptors, they do. But the ones that I'm talking about are very important. And so minerals, all right, they work to create signal communication in the body. An example of this is the fact that I'm on the internet right now, on a computer, with silicon chips in your phones and in this computer. Silicon is a mineral on the periodic table. In case you don't know that, we're going to show you. Here it is right here. And so silicon is in this table right here. So this periodic table that was created by Mendeleev is completely confusing. And the reason why I'm saying that is because you'll see carbon here and silicon here. Now, silicon is needed for your communications. Where do you find a lot of silicon in the body? In the skin and the hair. This is why you take sea moss. You take sea moss for your hair and for your skin. One of the reasons is because of the silicon. Silicon is going to help you have healthy hair and skin. How is that related to a computer? What is the silicon chip doing in a computer? The silicon chip is allowing for there to be stable communication. All right. And so your hair with the silicon and your skin with the silicon is allowing for stable communication because your hair and your skin are both pheromone communication systems. I've already shown you the peer-reviewed studies that show you that melanin can smell, meaning there are olfactory receptors in melanin. So the same way you use your nose to smell, your brown skin with eumelanin smells. Your hair can smell and give off smells. So when you think about smell, you think about the nose, and the nose is smelling. It's a whole olfactory nerve network. I'm just telling you that the body smells in other ways other than the olfactory system that is related to the nose shaft, because you are a communication network. And whenever you're sick, something is happening to a communication system in your body. And so now minerals are communication systems on the surface of cells. And so you have these minerals, and what are they doing? They're allowing cells to talk to each other in groups, and they're also allowing cells to talk to other cells in groups. So what you haven't learned, what you need to learn, is that the body is wireless. You know that because you don't have any wires connected to you. You can walk around, you can talk, you can do that. Well, the same way you're walking around and talking, cells can do that same thing. The things that you do, cells do. You make sounds, cells make sounds. You can change position, they can change position. You need water, they need water. You talk to yourself and others, they talk to themselves and others. But because the educational paradigm is not, I repeat, is not giving you a healthy perspective of studying the human body and health, then there's a message missing. In walks ARNA. In walks the Indigenous health paradigm. We are not spooky. We're not out up here telling you we're alien grays and the Anunnaki are coming back. We're here because you have diabetes, you have fibroids, you have cancer, you have STDs, you have whatever you have going on, and we want to help you heal. And not only that, that's like the first gear. There's other gears to the body, and you can push it into those gears. And so what we're saying is the reason why minerals now become important is because they are a part of the major communication network, and you use them all the time on technology. You just don't understand your body is way more advanced than your iPhone. This is where we come in at, because we could delineate it through curriculum, not through just shorts on YouTube, not just through clips on Instagram, not just through fancy AI remakeovers to capture your attention, which we can do, by the way, no problem with that. But you need to figure out what's going on with your body so you can keep it healthy and happy while you're here. The worst thing you could do is get a major disease like cancer and experience the pain of it and not know what to do. And regardless of how you feel about it, it's going to be people now who look like you who are the leading voices scientifically to help you remedy the problem. We're not used to that. So now back to the raw food vegan people. Since these membranes are made of fats and proteins, and now just by being super raw vegan trendy, you're starting to emaciate, atrophy, but you don't understand that's happening on the cellular level. And because you don't understand this happening on the cellular level, you don't understand you need fats and you need protein. Because somebody online said there's no such thing as protein. Somebody online said you don't need protein. And everybody who's telling you that is looking atrophied. I don't need to call names anymore. I've done documentaries on this stuff. So what we're saying is, how are you going to respond? I know how you're going to respond. And this is why I wrote the material that I wrote. Let's go back to it. Let's go back to it. Let's go back to it. What material am I talking about? I'm talking about this material. Because we're going over some books now. I wrote this material right here just so people could understand when you get heavy metals, it's different than minerals. You're getting minerals because you got the minerals from a plant or an animal. Heavy metals are getting inside of your body from nature, right? It's somewhere in nature, but it's in a form that is dangerous. So now, heavy metals do the same thing that the trace minerals and the bulk minerals do, but they do it in a non-coherent fashion. So this is why you are getting super sensitive as you go on your super alkaline, raw, vegan diet, and you can't stand nothing because you do have heavy metals in your body. I promise you, you got them from your mother. And you never got rid of them. Every time a mother has a child, the bones in her body have to release the metals as a defense system. It helps because if they stay there, it's going to be worse. And the body, the baby's body has a methylation system to start to protect it against the heavy metals. But some of those metals get through. So the baby can be born with lead and chromium and arsenic in his system. All right. And so the same way that minerals are communicating through cells, heavy metals are causing noise in your body. They're causing noise in your brain. They're causing noise in your blood. And now you need to know how to detox. Everybody's talking about binders, 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 binders. And they got all the wrong binders. What's the strongest binder on the planet for heavy metal detox? Put it in the chat if you know it. Put it in the chat. What's the most powerful binder to heavy metals on the planet? You should know this. Then we're going to tell you why. Got my headphones coming apart. There we go. Got to figure out why that happened. Look like somebody been playing with my headphones. It's all good. All right. Tell us why. Chlorella? No. Thank you for the people in the class. Activated charcoal. Why activated charcoal? Because of the carbon. What is the carbon going to do? The carbon is going to create covalent bonding to non-coherent things and then remove them. I need you to think about that. So carbon can detect when something is coherent and non-coherent, and it can make it silent and remove it from the body. So activated charcoal becomes something that can be used for heavy metal detox. But you need to know why. I'm going to make it very clear why. Again, covalent bonding versus ionic bonding is the difference. And we're going to make you so smart that every time you hear things like that, you have a vetting system to filter it through. And I told you the whole universe is based on 3 laws and nobody believes me. The entire universe is based on 3 laws only. Let me say it again. The entire universe, every rock, every pathogen, every human, every animal, every plant, its design is based on 3 laws only. Now you know why the number 3 is related to Mercury, and the number 3 is related to SU, and the number 3 is related to communication. 3 is the number of communication in this universe. And the reason why 3 is the number of communication is because there's only 3 laws. So now, what if you, wait a minute, I thought it was 100,000 laws. What are you talking about, Ali? There's 100,000 laws on the law books. What about physics? Physics got all kind of laws. You got the laws of this and the laws of that. They're wrong. I'm going to prove it to you. Keep the covalent bonding of activated charcoal to what? Heavy metals in your mind. So we're going to explain this. So let's explain this. All right. But this is a book. This will be out this week. Look for the heavy metal detox and free radical reduction therapy. We're putting everything into text so that you can have quick reads, formulas, and quick remedies, or you can consult with your indigenous doctor who can walk you through the therapies with the supplementation and the consultations, etc. We are already training them to do these things, so they'll be able to do them. All right, so that's one. Let's take that off. Let's go to the next one. The next book. Here we go. What's the next one? Here we go. This one right here is going to end all biochemistry discussion on Earth on this subject. I promise you. And I'm willing to be invited to any platform with any biochemist, any scientist, well, we can add physicists in there because this does touch on physics, but we're mainly going to be in the realm of biology, biochemistry, and chemistry with this. And the reason why I wrote this book is because I wrote a book years ago called The Melanin Encyclopedia, and people didn't understand why I was writing that book. Now I'm going to delineate that. This book is getting released in just a day or two, and this book is going to teach you why all minerals in existence are only homologs of carbon. Let me say that again. Every mineral you're looking at on the periodic table, in the way that you're looking at it, is only a child of carbon. Well, wait a minute, Ali. There's minerals that come before. Carbon is the sixth mineral. There are 5 before. Okay. Name those 5 and try to make them physical elements. Then look at melanin. Melanin is only chains of carbon that go through physiological processes with enzymes that are required to build it up into that molecule. But the importance here is carbon in the sense of carbohydrate, carbon in the sense of carboxylic acids, which you're misnaming amino acids, carbon in the sense of carbon is the basis of lipids, along with oxygen, hydrogen as well. Lipids mean fats. So you need fats, you need amines or carboxylic acids, and you need carbohydrates. So carbon is at the basis of all your food groups. And the different delineations are what? 3. There are 3 groups. There you go again with the 3 again. Because you need all 3. So all you super alkaline raw vegans, you're getting the carbohydrates, but you're missing the carboxylic acids, aka amino acids, and the fats. Then the carnivores, y'all over here, y'all getting the protein, but y'all missing all of the other essentials that you need. And then the keto, y'all missing. You see how this game is getting played? So this is why we brought out Indigenous Food Science Part 2, which is our 3rd book. And the reason why we brought it out is to make this stuff clear. Confused communications breed disunity. And in the body, they breed disease. Clear communications breed unity. And in the body, they create health. So this book right here will be available for you possibly by tomorrow. You'll see it all over social media. So go to the IG, godbody.og, or just straight to Aboriginal Medical Association. You'll see the books on the pages. You can click on them, go purchase the ebook or purchase the physical book. They will be in color, so you'll be able to see the images in color. And now you can become a part of this curriculum. This is not a fantasy curriculum where people are talking super duper out. Oh, my melanin made me my third eye open. And then what I was doing, I was astral traveling. And then, yeah, we don't believe you. And I'm not saying that you can't do it. I'm just saying, I don't believe you. And the conversation should be, let's all get healthy based on a documented, peer-reviewed system. And the peer review is based on the professors at our university. We have a whole system to review. And dissertations coming out of the woodworks. And so you see Liberated Soils just came out from Brother Kwahu. Give Brother Kwahu a round of applause. And we got all kinds of people writing stuff. I'm going to do one of these Wednesday lectures where I highlight all of the literature and the things that y'all are doing and whatever websites that you have and other things that you have. Because we're talking taking over industries. Y'all want healthy foods. Now we have a brother who is here who has a direct, who did a dissertation first on the systems of food science and agriculture that we had, proving for a fact. I need the $5 Indians to come in the chat. Everybody put $5 in the chat. Put $5 in the chat. Come on, y'all. Because we got to talk to the $5 Indians. Now, if cacao is an indigenous food and we are thinking that it's only in South America, we're confused. The brother proved in his dissertation that cacao was grown in Georgia and throughout the American Southeast. Who was growing it? Who was growing cacao in Georgia? I need any of these people that say they're part of the Creek Nation and all of that. Y'all need to come forward and tell us the history of how y'all grew cacao. Do you have any cacao companies? Because we got Aboshi. What y'all got? Aboshi Cacao. You can go to aboshicacao.com right now. Matter of fact, I'm going to pull it up just so you can see. We can go right now to them. And so what does cacao have to do with your carbon? You need cacao. It's full of polyphenols that are going to talk directly to this melanin in your body. First of all, it's going to calm your ass down. I'm thankful. And see, this is why you need to have women who are for you. Because I'm thankful. I can wake up. We can wake up to a whole cup of cacao early in the morning to start our day. That's a ritual. So y'all see where we're going with this, right? This is very practical because we all are going to encounter stress throughout the day. Start your morning with some cacao. As a matter of fact, start your morning with some cacao from aboshicacao.com. I'm about to show it. Hold on. Let's go. Let's pull up Aboshi Cacao websites just so y'all can see it. So y'all don't think now. What I'm saying to the people here is this: if we are fake, because y'all, we get insulted. We get insulted for this. Like, y'all don't understand. We get insulted for this right here. We get insulted for claiming who we are as a people. But then you got all this indigenous history. Like, look, I mean, I ain't trying to, I got the drip on. Let me pull it down. I got the drip on. Y'all see me, I'll be coming with the ancestors and all kind of stuff. You ever see them? Where's theirs? So here's the site for the cacao. Here's the site for the cacao right here. Aboshi Cacao. You can go here and order your cacao right now. You can order the dissertation right now. Whose name is that? Did I just say Kwahu? So I'm not, listen, y'all need to understand. We are a very respectable people. We are not going to get online and tell you what you should be doing and not have the answer. All of y'all right now in the chat can go on here right now and order your cacao, order your dissertation, and you can prove that it was Black Americans in the American Southwest who are growing cacao here. This is a part that people ask, well, some of the Afrocentrics, what food do y'all eat? What food do y'all eat that the natives ate here? What food do y'all eat? So I'm so very proud of our people, because not only can we say, oh, well, we eat the foods that we eat, not only do we do that, we grow them, we distribute them, we trade them. Yeah. Shout out to all of the Aboriginal agriculturists who are preparing the way. So go to aboshicacao.com. Why do you want cacao? Because it is the #1 food for stem cells. Indigenous health paradigm, right in your face. It is the #1 food for stem cells. Some will say that a type of aloe that grows in Madagascar, but they got to prove that. There's too many studies on the cacao. I haven't seen studies on this aloe plant from Madagascar. I'm not saying that it can't, because I'm not beefing with plants. I'm just saying we have a tradition of chocolate. And now we are in competition with Nestle. We are in competition with Hershey. And how many Black people in America eat chocolate? What you gonna do on Valentine's Day? Because Valentine's Day, all the women I deal with is getting some chocolate. And they go get their chocolate treats from Aboshi. I ain't trying to go nowhere else. I ain't trying to go to Amazon. I ain't trying to go nowhere else to get the cacao or the chocolate. They're going to get this chocolate straight from Aboshi. So I hope Aboshi is ready for Valentine's Day, because I already said we need to change the name of Valentine's Day. We are going to change culture while we're healing our people. This food I'm showing you is the #1 food for stem cells. What are stem cells? Stem cells are the primary cells that turn into all of the other cells. They're your ammunition for repair. And where do these stem cells made at? They're made in the bones and the liver, which we're about to go into. But keep in mind, I said the universe was based on 3 laws, and I'm singing it, but some people can't understand what I'm saying right now. But that's okay. That's okay. Hit the like button, hit the share button, subscribe to the channel. I'm talking knocking Nestle out the box. I'm talking knocking Hershey out the box. What y'all want to do? What do y'all want to do? Do y'all want to keep playing on the internet, or y'all want to help people heal? And so all we're saying is we want to help people heal, and we're not just talking about it. We have a whole methodology to make sure our stuff is tight. And once it's tight, it's out there for you. So the people who take their time to do these dissertations, to be creative enough to work in the fields that they're going to work, to go through hours and hours of class time at Aboriginal University. This brother had to study to get to this point. This was not easy. He had to take exams. He had to do homework assignments and quizzes. Look up words you've never seen before. Learn how to use diagnostic machines. Travel to other countries and study cacao. Do the research. Publish the dissertation. We had to sit and edit, grammar check, do all the stuff for the dissertation on the board. And then we were able to bring it out to the people. So now the Amun-Ra squad, some of the Pan-Africanists always used to come back with me with peer review. What I told them is we have our own university that does peer review and dissertations and courses and classwork and gives out certification and degrees. So all I need you to understand is we are always bringing you remedy. We're bringing you remedy. That's what we're bringing you. Y'all see behind me, the stuff behind me? I posted this tag today. This tag is from one of the greatest hip hop historians I have ever met. This is a personal tag he made for me. He makes these tags. You can order them. So OG Banks is the one who makes these. You're going to see him around. You can order these. You can do it. You see all of the eShell stuff here. Her First Bloom, the coloring book. Look at this. This is production. How many of your children have a coloring book that is specifically dedicated to their own indigenous past? How many daughters are getting an education about their bodies changing? Where are they getting it from? The abstinence, the safe sex class in high school and middle school? And so our people need to understand that there's remedy for them. So you can go to eShell Tribal Birth Ministry and get this stuff now. You can get physical copies. You got all this stuff. And so again, what are we talking? We're talking remedy. The indigenous health paradigm is not here to play with you. We're talking remedy. So let me help you. Let me keep helping you. Let's talk some health science now. Because you really, really, really need to get what we're saying. So let's go down. I want to show you how to solve health problems. Watch this, y'all. Watch this. Let's get the scientific people in the building, because they be talking big stuff. Look at this published paper here. Look how far back this goes. This goes back to 2007, 18 years ago. Nitrogen fertilizers deplete soil of organic carbon. I am telling you, no one before us has taught you the secret of nitrogen and carbon. No one. If you think Arnold Ehret did it, you're way off. He did teach you the dangers of nitrogen. I definitely can confess that. But he did not teach you the superpower of carbon. Taught you the superpower of fruit and tried to make you a fruitarian. And you should not be a fruitarian. That is not a healthy diet for you. It is absolutely not. We can prove it through evidence. I'm going to show you my picture of what I look like as a fruitarian versus what I look like as someone who's on food science. Food science is when you eat things that are healthy for you in a healthy rhythm, healthy preparation, etc. Healthy energy. All of this is important. Y'all eating out at restaurants. You're at your local vegan restaurant with the person who comes to work at 10 o'clock a.m. and has an attitude till 4 p.m. because they don't like their job and they're serving you your food. But you alkaline vegan though. What does the pheromonic molecular odorants look like that are landing on your food? Because some of these odorants are molecular particles, very fine, coming off of the hair and the skin, out of the speech, because this, the mouth can give off pheromones. And so all of that is on your plate when you eat. Do you understand what I'm saying to you? So let's read this article real quick. Because this is back on my carbon. The common practice of adding nitrogen fertilizer is believed to benefit the soil by building organic carbon. But soil scientists dispute this view based on analysis of soil samples from the moral plots that date back to before the current practice began. So they are talking here, and let's see what they're going to say. The common practice of adding nitrogen fertilizer is believed to benefit the soil by building organic carbon. But four University of Illinois soil scientists dispute this view based on analysis of soil samples from the moral plots that date back before the current practice. The research, also drawing upon data from other long-term trials throughout the world, was conducted by U of I soil scientists Saeed Khan, Richard Mulvaney, Tim Ellsworth, and Charlie Bose. Their paper, The Myth of Nitrogen Fertilization for Soil Carbon Sequestration, is published in the November-December 2007 issue of the Journal of Environmental Quality. So now they got it peer-reviewed. See, why are people selective about the peer-reviewed stuff that they want? When you get to the upper echelons of peer review, it's all games. I'm glad this is local because they was able to get through. It is truly fortunate that researchers over the past 100 years have been diligent in collecting and storing samples from the University of Illinois moral plots in order to check how management practice have affected soil properties, said Khan. The moral plots are America's oldest experimental field. We were intrigued that corn growth and yields had been about 20% lower during the past 50 years from the north, continuous corn, than from the south, corn, oats, hay. All right, at the end of the moral plots, despite considerably greater inputs of fertilizer, nitrogen, and residues. To understand why yields were lower for plots that received the most nitrogen, Khan and his colleagues analyzed samples for organic carbon in the soil to identify changes that have occurred since the onset of the synthetic nitrogen fertilizer in 1955. What we learned is that after 5 decades of massive inputs of residue carbon ranging from 90 to 140 tons per acre, all of the residue carbon had disappeared, and there had been a net decrease in soil organic carbon that averaged 4.9 tons per acre. Regardless of the crop rotation, the decline became much greater with the higher nitrogen rate. Let me explain something to you. Why was the carbon disappearing? Why was it disappearing? What does carbon actually do? You see carbon as something dark, black color usually, right? And it's used in science for different things. But carbon is the basis of studying biochemistry and chemistry. Why? And why was it disappearing? We have to tell you. I promise you, you don't know. We have to tell you. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to tell you. Hold on. So let's keep going. Who started the practice of adding nitrogen to the soil? His name was Justin von Liebig. I am not making this up. His last name is Liebig. Aerosol. Are you kidding me? was a German chemist who made major contributions to agricultural and biological chemistry and was considered the founder of organic chemistry. As a professor at the University of Gießen, he devised a modern laboratory-oriented teaching method, and for such innovations, he is regarded one of the greatest chemistry teachers of all time. He is considered the father of fertilizer industry for his discovery of nitrogen as an essential plant nutrient and his formulation of the law of minimum, which described the effects of individual. Are you kidding me? You are a celebrated chemistry teacher and considered one of the greatest chemistry teachers of all time, and you didn't know what nitrogen would do to the carbon in the soil? We need to give him a damn, Justice, you lied big. Are y'all paying attention to what I'm saying? Hit the like button, hit the share button. Please get your people up in here so they can get educated. Get your people educated. And why do we need to get our people educated? It's very simple. Everybody eats food. And if nitrogen is being pushed into the soil and nitrogen depletes the soil of carbon, what happens when you eat high nitrogenous foods? What happens? We know what happens. We know what happens. You're going to lose carbon. And what happens when you lose carbon in the body? What happens when your body gets too much nitrogen? Ask your liver, because your liver will take that high level of nitrogen, ammonia, right? And it will turn it into a substance that's less toxic so it can get it out of the body. It's called urea. U-R-E-A. So the body is secretly telling you it's allergic to nitrogen, but you say, well, nitrogen is all in our DNA. How is nitrogen made? Go ask your chemistry teacher and then bring the answer back so I can obliterate him. All nitrogen is made from a process of the decay of carbon-12 to carbon-14, then to nitrogen. I'll go a little bit further. Nitrogen is 777. Carbon is 666. Now you know why they call... I ain't gonna play with y'all in y'all Bible. I didn't come in here to do that tonight. But nitrogen has an extra proton. Carbon-14 is 8 and 6. Carbon-12 is 6 and 6. We told y'all neutrons are not real. Stop believing them. They only last for about 14 to 17 minutes, and then they get converted into protons. So we're going to talk science now, and you want to see why I want to change the periodic table. I already changed it. The reason why I want to change the periodic table so scientists can understand, stop putting nitrogen in the soil. Think about this now. Think about what I'm saying to you. So how do you get it? When carbon starts to break down, you literally, and I cannot express this enough, you literally need an atom to mutate. You thought that only genes mutated, right? I mean, hold on. You thought that genes can mutate and atoms can't mutate? Have you ever seen a concept of a mutated atom? Go Google it. Go Google it. Matter of fact, what does the word mutation mean? What is the mutation? Mutation, the act of muting. Muting something means to do what? Take away its sound. Go back to your receptors. Your receptors deal with geometrical conformations and sound. And so what sound is being made? The minerals in the ion channels are literally making sound. They're singing. They're using magnetism for communication, resonance, which is quantum, immediate, and they're using sound. So they're using light, electricity, and sound cells to communicate. And atoms do the same thing. So nitrogen is your first mutant atom. And of course we have it. That's why we got to get rid of it. We have to get rid of it. It's easy to get rid of. It takes a process. But this is high level communication. If the more ammonia you get out of your body in the sense of your digestion and your nutrition and all of that, the more healthier you're going to get. You're going to get more healthy. But if you eating, so let's take the examples. If you're eating cow and I'm eating bison, you have if you're eating cow and I'm eating bison, you have more ammonia and less minerals. I have more vitamin D, more vitamin minerals, and more carbon because the bison has the same MC1R gene homolog that we have. Yeah. Y'all didn't see people eating bison before we started talking about it. Matter of fact, you could not go in the store and buy bison. I used to buy it. Once I figured out what we should be eating if we're going to eat meat, bison and certain types of fish, I had to order it. You couldn't even go to the store to get it. Then we start putting it online that we had it. Now all the stores got it. Let's give ourselves a round of applause. So we need to understand how industries work. So that's a test run. Bison was my test run from the public. How many people eat bison right now? Y'all wasn't eating bison in 2020, 2019, 2018. No, y'all wasn't. Don't play with us like that. Why y'all gonna play with us like that? Don't even play with us like that. And so you can go to Kroger, you can go to Whole Foods, you can go to Sprouts, you can go to Publix, you can go all these places and you see a food that they did not used to have. So I already know what Aboshi Cacao gonna do. Like I already know. I already know what the sub industries in ARNA who using the cacao from Aboshi. I already know what's gonna happen, bro. Pay attention. So now, let me break this down to you from the new book. Because that is what's going to help you understand the discussion. Let's break this down. So let's open up the book so you can see this now. You got to get educated so that you can have a higher quality of life. All right. So this is, I'm not going to show you the book because I don't want people to access the book. So this is just a little intro. But you can see these chapters. What we're telling you is that for the first time, we're telling you what carbon is and what it actually does. Those two things. They have never been discussed. It is illegal to talk about it. Now, if you think that what I'm saying is crazy, hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute. Hold on for a minute. I'm going to show you how. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you. Oh, yeah. We about to blow minds now. Ha 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 ha. Here we go. Don't bust him over the head like this, Ali. Let me take this down. Oh, no. It's illegal for you to know. You don't know what carbon is. When I say illegal, I mean strategically kept from you, and you don't even know that it's strategically kept from you. Role of graphene and AI for a step towards development. Now, let me explain what graphene is, right? Hold on. Let me stop the share one quick. Let's get a working definition for graphene, so you don't try to think, oh, you trying to do that polite stuff. It said graphene. It said carbon. I'm about to blow your mind. Y'all gonna stop playing with black. Y'all gonna stop playing with black excellence. Y'all gonna stop playing with black excellence because y'all ain't respecting black excellence. Let's go. Graphene is a variety of the element what? Carbon, which occurs naturally in small amounts. In graphene, the carbon forms a sheet of interlocked atoms as what? As what? Hexagons, one carbon atom thick. The result resembles the face of a what? Honeycomb. Are you kidding me? Do you know why those bees make hexagons? That's the Star of David. Why are the bees making hexagons? They create a coherent, crystallized structure so that the stuff that you're eating that you call honey is medicine. Go back to the graphene. The reason why graphene is using one atom thick hexagonal structure is because this is designed for resonance communication, my guy. And so why are they putting it in AI with the silicone? Nobody on earth can tell you this but me and the AI people. And I guarantee you, they ain't talking to you. They are not talking to you. They don't talk to you. You're not invited. You're not invited. Y'all better hit the like button. Where else on the internet? Because now I'm gonna bring it all the way back to your nutrition. And why ARNA is the only place right now that you can come and get sound advice on nutrition, diagnostics, and biodiversity typing for you so that you can heal. Not only so that you can heal, so that you can elevate yourself into your purpose in a very, very, very powerful way. And so let's go back to the article on AI. So nobody calls me a lie. Now we're back. Now, let's look at this now. Graphene is a revolutionary technology that could potentially expand markets and displace current production methods. This research is a descriptive paper investigating whether graphene can solve every issue our nation faces. The paper seeks to understand the history of graphene and how it relates to artificial intelligence. The study also explores whether or not India would experience disruption as a result of this connectivity. We also stress the significance of graphene research in India. Graphene has several applications, from energy solutions to degraded agricultural products. Switching to cleaner practices could be expensive, but the benefits would be. So they're going over that. But this is actually not the article that I want to see. The other article deals with the fact that silicon and graphene were added to an AI, and its intelligence jump super amounts. So let me go find this article because it was on that same thread. Give me a second. All right. There we go. All right. Come on. There we go. Let's share this article. Thank you. I found it. Okay, here we go. Researchers claim first functioning graphene-based chip. Researchers at Georgia Tech in Atlanta have developed what they are calling the world's first functioning graphene-based semiconductor. This breakthrough holds the promise to revolutionize the landscapes of electronics, enabling faster traditional computers and offering a new material for future quantum computers. The research, published January 3rd in Nature and led by Walt DeHere, a professor of physics at Georgia Tech, focuses on leveraging what's that? Epitaxial graphene, a crystal structure of carbon chemically bonded to what? Silicon carbide. So silicon carbide is what they are already using for silicon chips. All right. They do something called doping to the silicon, and they dope it with other metals. They literally call it doping. Y'all think I'm playing about what I'm saying? Yes. The reason why AI is working is because they're making the artificial system high. So you're not going to get this. Did you hear what I'm saying? The computer is high. That's why it's smarter. All right. This novel semiconducting material, dubbed semiconducting epitaxial graphene, or alternatively epigraphene, boasts enhanced electron mobility compared with that of traditional silicon, allowing electrons to traverse with significantly less what? Resistance. They are not telling you what's happening here. I promise you. They're using the word electron. They're hiding something. It's not electrons, or your perception of electrons are not what you think they should. They're not what they should be. The outcome is transistors capable of operating at terahertz frequencies. La 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 la. Offering speeds 10 times as fast as that of the silicon-based transistors used in current chips. Wait a minute. 10 times faster? What is 10 times faster than me streaming to you and almost getting there immediately? Y'all not paying attention to what's about to happen on this earth. And this is the problem. So this article, you can go look up this article. That's my point. You can go look up this article. All right. Let me come off of this so I can talk to y'all, because y'all understand what I'm saying. First of all, it's not helping electrons. It is opening up the computer to the ability to communicate with what we call the light field. And every organism that has developmental capacity in nature needs that connection. Plants, animals, people. So they have figured out how to give the computer melanin. That's what I'm going to. And regardless of whether or not it's getting more advanced, that's not the issue. The issue is whether you're getting more advanced or not. And you're not. And now you need the information on how to prepare yourself and your lineage to get smarter. You cannot do that following keto diet people, raw vegan alkaline people, Dr. Sabaites, whoever else is out here. Did you see that? Did you see that? The sister said, oh, I got to go back. Wait a minute. Did y'all see that? Let me go back. Oh, hell no. Thank you, sister. Thank you. She said the AI article was right next to an ad for Cacao. Oh my God. And look what he's doing. I see you. See, this is how the light field works. The light field works by giving you a communication that you're on rhythm, you're coherent. Y'all see that Cacao ad right there, right? Now, we was talking about Cacao. That could be the algorithm, and it could be picking up, but it don't matter. Now you know what the algorithm is, right? It's cool. We ain't going to let y'all get us like this. All right. So, y'all see where I'm going with this? Now, you need to get smarter. We're doing free classes, by the way, for the community. We're doing free bioscans, by the way, for the community. This is something that can spread all across the country. Y'all want to get on here and talk about foundational Black Americans and whether or not we should vote for Trump or Biden or what, and y'all don't want to participate in this? Do you understand that when there is an idea present on this earth and it is your remedy and you turn away from it, that is you telling God, the designer of creation, you, your best or your higher self, that you don't like it because it came through Ali. So this is what we're going to do for you. We're going to give you one of these. No, we're going to give you one of these. Yeah, you got to get that. So now let's go back to our original premise about the indigenous health paradigm. I said everything was based on 3 laws. What are the 3 laws? The silicone chips prove it. All of this stuff proves it. The universe is based on 3 laws. The law of possibility, which gives you the algorithm that you can get outcomes based on whatever has been layered into the stacks of a person's experience. So if the experience is a stressed baby mama with no husband outside at the bus stop with her 2 children, she's been stressed all day. She's on the phone. She's trying to figure out how to pay this next bill. The child jumps out in front of a bus and gets hit by a bus, and everybody is sad. And the first thing that people ask is, why did God allow this? And God's like, what you mean? Why did you allow this? Because if Bonquisha had a husband with the finances to make sure that she wasn't taking a bus and the children were playing at home, you got a whole nother scenario also based on choice. And so all we're saying is the law of possibility is always there. You just took it as fate, and you don't realize you're sealing your own fate. The indigenous health paradigm is going to teach you not only what foods to eat, how to exercise, how much rest to get, how to breathe. It's going to teach you that thinking is either nutritional or not. Your thinking is either nutritional. You're always stressed out. Your thinking is not nutritional. You're setting an electrical frequency inside of your body. So that's the one law, the law of possibility. What are the other two laws? The other two laws are very simply electricity and magnetism, but we use the word man and woman or masculine and feminine. Everything in the universe is masculine and feminine. Everything. That's how everything gets made. The light field gave us, right, particles. And these particles live by this law of electricity and magnetism. Electricity being masculine, magnetism being feminine. And what you're calling the connection between the two, gravity, is how they're scaled at any particular point. I'll give an example. We're born, we hit middle age, we hit old age. That's a cycle. It's not a line, it's a circle. So if it's a circle, what happens when you die? If it's not a line and it's a circle, what happens when you die? How does death serve the living? You definitely know you can what? They call it pushing up daisies. You can use the dead to help something grow. Aren't people putting manure on crops and they're growing? Life and death are cycles. And you are forever in that cycle. And so since you're ever forever in that cycle, the first thing you need to know is those three laws. And what are those three laws? Those three laws are there's a centering, there's a masculine, there's a feminine. Matter of fact, you're doing it right now. And if you reject me, I can prove it to you. You're breathing. You are breathing. You have a masculine, feminine aspect to breathing. And in between is the point where you change from one to the other. And you have to keep breathing. Breathing is not linear. Otherwise, it'll be inhale, exhale, then die. Breathing is inhale, exhale. Exhale leads to inhale. Inhale leads to exhale. Exhale leads to inhale. Inhale leads to exhale. That's how man and woman are supposed to be collaborating. But you're a single mom, so you just exhaling. Didn't they call it waiting to exhale? I gotta stop playing with y'all. You called it waiting to exhale. You don't know what the hell you're saying. Yeah, you waiting to exhale. You waiting to die. Why don't you just inhale? Because you don't like men. You missed it. No, yes, you did. You missed it. You missed it. Okay. All right. I'm gonna keep going. So now there are three laws in the universe. Everything in the universe is based on those three laws. You can't even have something come into material creation unless it's guided by those three laws. There must be a possibility. There must be a concentration of something from light to become matter, and then it has to have a field of energy around it called magnetism. All atoms have it. Everything has it. And so the masculine forces want to focus. It brings about material things. Go outside. What do you see men doing? They're out there building the roads. They're out there building the skyscrapers. They're fixing the bridges. They're cutting down the trees so that this stuff we're all dealing with the manipulation of the physical world. What are the women doing? They're setting the energetic mood. and delivering inside of that energetic mood a reproduction of something that's happening in the physical world. So we are, men and women are feedbacks to one another. So by saying you're single, you're saying that you have not learned to live. That's all you're saying. You can make an excuse for it. But remember, God is a circle. Your divinity is a circle. Your period is a circle. Life and death are the circles of existence. Both are needed. They're misunderstood, though. You die every night when you go to sleep. Then you wake back up. Do you sleep standing up? Do you sleep erect? No, you don't. You lay your ass down. And what do you have when you lay down? You have an axis. And what do you have when you're up? You have an axis. We live in this. So all I'm saying is, when you go to apply that to nutrition, how are you applying that principle to nutrition? Do you know that there are masculine and feminine foods and that you need both of them? Men need some feminine foods. Men need masculine foods. Women need feminine foods. Women need some masculine food. But how do you delineate which one is which? You can't be a man with all testosterone. If you did not have certain estrogens as a man, you would die, literally. And women need some testosterone and estrogens. So what I'm trying to tell you is, by measuring man and woman and knowing that, you absolutely need to understand there's no such thing as a positive proton and a negative electron. Nothing in the universe is positive and negative. What it is a scale of positive and negative. You either have a particle, a human, more positive than negative or more negative than positive. Why do I need to tell you that? Why do I need to tell you that? I need to tell you that so that you understand existence and you understand human behavior. Then you'll know that there's a masculine form of breathing and there's a feminine form of breathing, and they give you different results. Now, when you're doing your meditation and you're doing your breathing, you can actually get what you want to get out of it, because you understand there's a law guiding the breath, and the breath is what? Oxygen and carbon dioxide. You need both. And so you got to learn how to breathe as one of the 5 laws in the indigenous health paradigm. Let me go back to my slides and close this out so that we don't have this confusion going on here. You need to learn how to breathe. You need to learn how to breathe. Let me show you how to breathe. And let me show you why this stuff is important. Oh, no, we're not going to play with you. We're not going to even do that. Watch this. Watch this. So now we're really about to talk to you a little bit. Let's go to, because we're talking about health now, right? We got to talk about health, and we got to keep the subject on. Let's look at this. This is a scale from one of my books, a chart. And what is it saying? It's giving you various diseases: autism, pregnancy, old age, schizophrenia. So what is this saying? When you have a zinc and magnesium deficiency, you're starting your impaired learning and memory. That's your selenium. Now, this is a histone right here. All right. Infertility, zinc deficiency. Zinc deficiency, immunodeficiency. We're going to get to all of this. Schizophrenia, iron and zinc. And so I pulled this from a article that was based on doing diagnostics on people and trying to figure out which mineral deficiencies were associated with different diseases. Now, why is this important? This is important because cells talk to each other and cells talk to other cells. And they're using these minerals to do so. So if you don't have the minerals, they can't get on the radio. Now you're feeling schizophrenic. And you don't know you have a metal deficiency. But you think that metals are not living things, yet they make you up. And you want to be out here missing them and thinking if you have a problem, it's some type of spiritual problem. There is no such thing as a spiritual problem in the way that people are talking about it out here. Y'all talking about angels, guardians, reincarnation, spooky as fuck. And I'm not saying that intelligences don't exist. I'm just saying the curriculum that you learned it from, please flush that down the toilet, because you are over here divorcing yourself from creation, trying to understand creation. You're too spooky. And a spooky mind, I guarantee you have some type of deficiency. Your communication system is off. I saw a ghost. You probably did. You probably saw a groundhog twerking. Like you probably did. Have you ever thought about the fact that the reason why people are seeing things is because seeing deals with your connection to the light field? And if you have a disturbance in the connection to the light field, nigga, you glitching. It doesn't mean you can't see other things, because we know for a fact that what? Let's stop this. Because we got to deal with your thinking first. Thinking is nutrition. We got to deal with your thinking first. We know for a fact that the seeing spectrum is this much. Let me get a diagram that works, bro. We got to get a diagram that works. That one. Yeah, get this. Like, y'all, I'm telling y'all that if y'all get in this curriculum, it will help you heal. So now this is the seeing spectrum right here. This little small area. The other light, you can't see it. If you go in a room, listen, let me ask you a question. Go into a room, turn all of the radiant light off, the bulb light, because first of all, it's not light. How you know it's not light is you have a tungsten feeling. Tungsten is a mineral, right? You have heat coming through the tungsten, and it's glowing. It's radiation. It's not. It's a glow. It's not light. Light is the thing that happens. I'll give you an example. If I turn all the lights off in here, right? I'm talking about all the lights off, and I had this computer running. I can't see internet signals. I can't see internet signals. You can turn the light off in your room and you can still text somebody. What I'm trying to say is, if your room is completely dark, there's still light there. You just can't see it. But here is the truth. I can. Oh, there you go. What are you talking about, Ali? What do you mean you can? I know for a fact that blackness represents the original light field. So you are seeing it. You just don't know what sight is. You think that the physical is primary, and it's not. And that is your problem. The physical is not primary. The thinking is primary. And how you know the thinking is primary is the reason why you're eating fatback, the reason why you're eating hog maw, the reason why you're eating kale and raw salads from your local, I ain't even gonna name the restaurants that's over here, these spiritual people in Atlanta feeding you raw kale wraps. The reason why you're doing all of those different things is because you're listening to the thoughts and behaving on the thoughts and obeying the thoughts that are marketed to you by somebody else. That's why you're doing it. So you're in the blind darkness. You're in the darkness. But you can't see in the darkness. You gotta be blind. Who told you to go and get a raw kale wrap? Where was that sealed as a great idea? It got marketed to you through sound, light, communication. By the time you're on the other mother freaking side, I'm sitting there and I'm in the blind too, but I can see. So now I don't even have to see the kale. I don't have to see who told you. I don't have to know. That's all the unseen. I don't have to know who marketed to you. I did an experiment. We did experiments, and we know for a fact that kale has high goiter. So taking in a high goiter food raw. You need some help. So there are many different tactics that you can use. How are you going to break the mycinase, which is the enzyme inside of that is directed towards any predator of the plant? You have to do something to break that mycinase enzyme down so that it doesn't attack your thyroid and cause you as a goiter or a goitogen to have thyroid issues. See, that's non-coherent energy. And so what we're saying is you are following blindly, and you need a curriculum. The curriculum is the curriculum that we have at Aboriginal University. It is designed to get you to understand these. Not only that, look at the color spectrum. Why is your eggplant purple? Why are your blueberries, blackberries looking like that? Why is your banana yellow? This is called atomic spectroscopy. And so you're seeing those colors as a communication from nature to get you to select, but we don't know what to select based on color. What food is going to give you energy? What food is going to make you sleepy? What food is going to, the color is telling you that. What food is feminine? What food is masculine? The color is telling you that. I need y'all to pay attention because this is a new way of learning. And all we're saying is if you're going to go to sleep as a form of learning to heal, then you need to understand melatonin and what things to do before bed so your melatonin is increased. If you're going to exercise, how are you exercising at Planet Fitness as a woman attempting to get a healthy body? Meanwhile, you just passed 17 men, all sweating different pheromones. But you want to tell me that your personal trainer is smarter than the people in ARNA at delivering over to you an exercise program. He don't even know where to tell you to exercise that. I'm going to say that again. He don't even know where to tell you to exercise that. So do we have to talk about exercise? Because he don't even know where to. We talking about sleep. We talking about exercise, and we talked about food. We talked about breathing. What y'all want to do here? Each one of these areas, we're telling you to do something different than all of the major people out here. Now we come to the diagnostics. We do DNA methylation, we do bioscans, and we do birthdays to calibrate health. I need you to understand why our diagnostics are more advanced. First of all, with the bioscan, what are we measuring? We're measuring cell membrane potential, resting membrane potential, and active membrane potential. We know what bandwidth each cell group is supposed to be in. So if it's out of that bandwidth, we are literally retuning the receptor framework, and by default, we're retuning the methylation, which is on the DNA. It's like piano keys. You got the white keys representing the nucleotides, the black keys represent something called a methyl. It's carbon and 3 hydrogens. It turns on and off DNA. How does it do it? The carbon is communicating with the light field because the light field made DNA. DNA did not make itself. And so because it is a byproduct of it, it needs an open communication station with it. And carbon is that open communication station. But methyls are fats. Where are you getting your fats from? And okay, methyl is one fat. Then you have a skin layer that receives communication from the sun, turns it into cold calciferol. Cold calciferol migrates to the liver, goes through another stage where it becomes hormone D3, misnamed vitamin D3, by the way, which controls from up to 1,200 to 2,000 genes, nearly a tenth of your whole genome. Immunity, nervous system, digestion. It's a fat that's doing that. Brown adipose tissue is a what? A fat. It's all throughout your body. And it is communicating as an endocrine gland to your. What foods are you eating to improve your brown adipose tissue? Actively. Because you do start losing it. You know that, right? And why is it called brown adipose tissue? What's in there? A bunch of concentrated carbon. So what we're saying is without a system to understand what you are and who you are, you don't know what system to implement to maintain what you are and who you are. You don't. You can't possibly. So imagine running around with a bunch of bad habits that create bad results and you're in that cycle. You don't got to tell me you're stressed. I know you're stressed. You have to be stressed because if you don't know what to do, stress is the non-coherent result. It's the effect of not knowing what to do. If you do know what to do, you're happy and you're high, just like the AI. And I know I talk big, but I'm not going to lie. I just exposed him. The lie, the big lie. What are we doing here? We're supposed to be learning by curriculum, not by happenstance, chance. So you all got people online and they're in their glorious state of spiritual exaltation. And they don't even know how to sleep. They don't know where to go to exercise. They don't even know how to breathe. And you expect me to believe you? No, it's okay. We're all children. Let's go back to elementary school. Let's learn how to do this thing. Because guess what? If it's a shareable idea, we all are sharing the idea of how to do the thing and we get the result, then we cool. So when we go and apply for the grants that Trump is giving out to tribal colleges, don't look at us crazy. Oh, y'all taking money from the federal government now? They owe us money. If they give it away through a grant, why not? We have a working system, a full university with a board, with professors, with curriculum, with a website, with an interface, with a Dun and Bradstreet number. Like, what y'all want me to do? What y'all want us to do? Because all we're saying is you need a new health paradigm. Women do need to learn about feminine foods. Men need to know about masculine foods. If they're super interested in it, they can take courses on it. They get certified. If they're not, they can just use food lists, use books, use dissertations, lay out the way that they're going to do their food prep. They're going to feel better. And guess what's happening when you feel better? When you feel better, your thoughts are going to go back, because this is a circle. It's not linear. It's circular. Your thoughts are going to go back to the original state that they need to be in, and all your ideas are going to flow. So all we're saying is, what do you have that's better than what we're proposing that you interface with? What do you have? Because if you have it, please share it with us, because we want to be better too. Open up for question and answer. I'm done talking. We already know. Y'all know we got monthly free bioscans. I'm gonna pay our doctors to do it. But if y'all need supplements, if y'all need exercise guidance, if y'all need cloistering guidance, y'all gonna have to go to those people, and we got specialists. Just like y'all go to the gynecologist, the OBGYN, the oncologist, and all these other people, and all these other people are specialists, and they're running you in a circle, or actually running you in a line. Y'all gonna have to respect these people who are specialists at what they're doing. Compensate them. Then we got the nerve to put everything under 508c1As, just so the jurists at the end of the year, when you're going back to do your taxes, you get write-offs for everything you paid for us. Man, y'all better stop playing with me. Get out of here, bro. I don't even want to hear them. Give us a round of applause, bro. Y'all think what y'all talking about, bro? Y'all talking crazy. Y'all talking crazy. Got to be talking crazy, bro. Let me get up out of here. I ain't got nothing else to say. Do I need to say anything else? Damn. You can sign up for courses at Aboriginal University anytime. There is no next level health one class. The next level one health class is when you sign up. It is a self-paced course. You get a download for your curriculum. You have your automatic videos that you can watch. Your homework is automated. Your exam is automated. Don't y'all say that y'all don't want to have to be calling and waiting on 1-800 lines to get all things done. You can literally start your course and go all the way to the end and finish and get into think tanks without ever talking to anybody. If you want to talk to people, we got a text line. We're leaving y'all no excuse. All right. Could you touch? There's a question. All right. Excuse me. Could you touch on how you suggest women who cloister to date or mingle socially in today's society? Because we don't have arranged marriages anymore, so we have to go on dates. Y'all don't have arranged marriages. We have arranged marriages. For those who want to follow the system, we have planned children. We don't We don't have random children in ARNA. All the children are planned. So how you would go is you would go amongst the people who meet your resonance. You want to come to the Ramadan ball? It's lots of brothers who are not unmarried there. We're going to have a whole session where we deal with people who need to mingle and want to mingle safely. You're mingling around men who eat right. You're mingling around people who have high respect for you. They're physically clean. Their hygiene is good, kept up. They do monthly fast. They do monthly physical testing. So you could come and mingle amongst those men so that you could see what is there. And then, so now that you're in that safe environment, you're going to go more safe because now we have a whole ministry of community action and family. So when you do start your courting, it's recorded in the tribe. We know that people are courting. We can help. And then later you can get your covenant keepers. If you decide that you're going to marry, the covenant keepers are 3 for the male, 3 for the female. These are people who are there, who are married themselves, to keep the marriage healthy, that you would call when you're having problems, you need counseling. We had a whole system. That's what I'm trying to say. And that system is there. So all the events that ARNA runs on local levels and national levels, powwows, Ramadan balls, summits, whatever else we're doing. That's all we can offer because we don't know any other people who are doing this. And if there were, we would recommend it. They're not. Can you verify the text line? Because I've sent questions since August and no response. You absolutely have not. You're not using the text line. The text line is 267-257-5403. 267-257-5403. If you're saying that you sent numbers to this line, tell me your number right now in the chat. I'll search it and I'll prove that that is absolutely not true. Wish you were live on was on live for that question. Well, Ishel Tribal Birth Ministry has a Patreon, and what's going to happen is y'all going to be going to her Patreon and some of the other sisters so that y'all can get advice directly from the women who are in training to answer those questions. That's what you have. Put your Rising Realms, put your number in the chat, and I'll check it live because I got the text line right here with us now. I'll check your number live to see what questions you asked, and I'll answer them here. So put your number in the chat. Or hit the text line right now, and I'll see your number. All right. Somebody asking on the chat, and this might be you, asking how they update their email. If you want to update your email, you have to go to the place where you provided your email. If you're ARNA National, that is at the Apply for Nationality link. If you have a change of address, change of emails, change of anything, you need to update that because we don't have it in our system at all. And for the ARNA doctors folk to update your emails or any of your things that you have there, you need to be in the think tanks. That's one. And in order to be in the think tanks, you got to sign the NDA. And if you're getting a certificate, you have a certificate link that you can click to get that certificate. All of this stuff is over at the Aboriginal University side. So the forms to fill out for people who are in coursework and that information, all of that is over at aboriginaluniversity.com. And you can update your information. All of the updates for nationals is at the main website, which, by the way, will be an app in a matter of days. We're just working on, getting that ironed out. So you'll be able to do it from the app or the website. And you can go to apply for nationality. Obviously, you're not applying because you already have it. You're just updating. So you just literally fill out the information, click submit. It automatically comes to a CSV file that we have, and we have the data, the update. Can you plan twins? Yes, you can plan twins. She may not want her number on the live. I forget that y'all be scared of that. I don't be scared of stuff like that because I don't answer the phone anyway. So I'm talking about my personal line, not the chat line, because y'all gonna be on me. Could you place that Cacao link in the chat? Yep, I can place the Cacao link in the chat. One second. That Cacao link is active in the chat. Wait, y'all. Well, text the line. If you don't want your number exposed, text the line. And all right. Any other questions? As we get up out of here, hit the like button, get that algorithm back up. I want people to see this, share this video, subscribe to the channel. We're going to be here every Wednesday. If you want us to do a subject, hit the text line. We'll consider your subject. If you think it's a particular subject that we need to do, we'll cover it. Yeah, I got mine ordered. Will you be doing a live level 2 jurist course? The only thing we're doing with jurists right now is think tanks. Level 2 jurist is ID operations. Level 3 jurist is dissertation. So level 1 lives, you can sign up anytime and self-paced. Level 2 think tank schedule, we email the think tank schedule out to everybody, so everybody knows we got another think tank coming up, just maybe like a week and a half or so. And we got subsequent think tanks, maybe about 3 left for the whole year, and we disseminate them to people, as they come. Dr. Ali, is there a type of process or methodology you take when it comes to researching or deciphering the topics you present? Yes. The type of research that I do is all of what we do at Aboriginal University, and we keep it there. We don't even tell people all of the way that we research, but it comes out in dissertations. And so knowing how to research is knowing what your purpose for doing the research is. That's rule number 1. Some people are doing random research and they have no intent or purpose behind it. Every time we do research, it's with a very specific purpose. I don't read anything randomly. Like, oh, hey, you want a new book? I bought you a book. You want to read that? No, I do not. I don't want to read it. And the reason why I want to read it is because it has nothing to do with my purpose. All of the books around me have something to do with my purpose. So when I'm researching something, I'm researching with intent. And researching with intent is a magnetic field. Go back to the 3 laws. Everything is based on them. When you make the law of possibility marry your intent, and the method used with the intent, you're gonna get what you need. It's just these are just laws. Can you grow in height at an older age? Yes, you can grow in height at an older age. And I did a public post on that. You can go to my Instagram or you can go to my Facebook and type in boron increase your height. And increasing height has everything to do with boron. It has everything to do with increasing human growth hormone. Now you're not going to like go from like 6'3" to like 7 feet. That's just not going to happen because your bone plates have mostly closed. Right? You have bone plates at your major joints that the bones lengthening, and the bones are lengthening according to electricity and magnetism. That's what puberty is all about. It's a heightened state of transformation that takes place. But you can maximize the length of your bones, and it deals with boron. So I give you a good example. A food that's high in boron is prunes. You'll notice that when you eat prunes, that your body not only does it get leaner, but your posture changes. I'll say it that way. Your posture will change with eating prunes. But prunes are a high source of boron, and boron is needed at the growth plates in your body for your bones to elongate. Yep, we talked about cacao and stem cell growth. Do you personally interact with students or just set video courses? We have personal interactions with students, yes, but it's not with level 1 students. And I'm not the only professor. I have 3 young children. Are there single brothers in the tribe who have children? Yes, there are brothers who have children. Are all medicines bad for you? Yes. All medicines are bad for you. You don't need them. You weren't born with medicine. Now, other people will answer that question differently. I'm just going to answer it straight up. You don't need pharmaceutical drugs. Now, if you have something that is natural that has been altered to carry out something, then that's different. You might have something like ivermectin. Ivermectin is from the avermectin family, and the avermectins develop based on a soil bacteria that helps them develop in plants. And so these are things that will become anthelmintic, which is they remove pathogens. No, you only have to be a level 1 jurist to enter the think tank. You might be getting phase 1 and phase 2 confused with level 1 and level 2. They're not the same thing. Phase 1 and phase 2 are part of level 1, and the phase 2 is the think tank. But all level 1, 2, and 3 students are invited to think tanks. If you're not on the email list, hit the text line so that you can get on the email list, because there's a reason why you're not on the email list. And we have to figure out why. All right, family, I am done. All right. I think I'm answering somebody's information who might be in the chat. We have no more. We have no more. All right. So thank you for coming. Share this video with your family. We have all types of literature in the form of dissertations that are available on the various networks that we are involved in. Right now, you can, before the app comes out, you can join our Facebook group, ARNA Indigenous Government Facebook group, and chat it up, because a lot of y'all are on Facebook right now. When the app comes, y'all be able to, do what you got to do there. But if you have questions, inquiries, whatever, hit the text line, hit the emails, get active. We'll be on here with other Indigenous doctors, tribal midwives and birth workers, jurists, hip hop historians, etc., to do interviews, because I'm going to change the style in which I do, what we're doing. These types of lectures, they're fun and we can do them sometimes, but we're going to be doing free in-person community lectures and streaming them. And we're going to be doing more podcast material so that I can interview people and get y'all acclimated that it's not just me over here like shape shifting into 1,000 things. There are lots of people around here: jurists, doctors, midwives, courts, Congress. All these people, we're all working together in order to bring about, what's going on. All right. So stay in contact with us, get all the information that you need so that you can be up to date on and up to speed on all of the wonderful things that are happening in the tribe. With that, I'm going to say we out. Have a wonderful